Hello, hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Pillars of Eternity. In the last episode, we returned to Stalwart to find someone with an old soul, and not just any old soul, the soul of one of the Pogrunan dwarves. That is one of the dwarves who lived at Durgan's Battery. Now we have found one, Taena, the old woman I was talking about before, because, as I said, so far she's really not had anything to do with the plot. She's just kind of there, and I was thinking, well, why? Why are they wasting space with this character? Because she's got an old soul, that's why. However, awakening her could be risky, because it seems like she is the sole descendant of someone who is very violent and aggressive, and that is deeply concerning. So, we're just having a quick once-over of the town to see if there's anyone else here with an old soul. But before we do, I noticed the Devil of Karok wants to chat.
Didn't think there was anything more than lice and hoarfrost to these folk, but you had a look back there.
Yes, I did.
What do you find when you're rooting around like that?
The fabric of a soul. Things I'd rather not see. Nothing important. Usually someone else's bad choices. I like that. And then lice and hoarfrost mostly. Clever. Perception 14. You seem rather interested in these villages all of a sudden. Why? First, tell me the real reason you wanted to follow me to start. We want answers before we spill anything. First, tell me the real reason you wanted to follow me to Stalwart.
Mayhap I'm looking for someone. Woodcutter, by the name of Harmka.
Intellect 13. This doesn't have anything to do with Cold Morn, does it? Tell me why you want to find Harmka. This doesn't have anything to do with Cold Morn, does it?
It sure does.
Her fingers tighten into fists, the metal squealing and rattling.
He was one of them. The mob that destroyed Cold Morn. I tracked him to Stalwart years ago, but got caught before I could finish my business.
Dark, iridescent whirls appear and fade on her chestplate. Heat ripples from her metal carapace. Perception 16. Sound like there's more to it. This one's personal for you. You want me to help you murder someone. It's been 13 years and you're still after him. I'm with you. Tell me what I need to know about him. This is... She said before, she said she was looking for the people. No, it was one person burned down my house. Just one. I'm pretty sure that's what she said. It's been a week since I last recorded this, but if my memory serves me correctly, there was one person, and she was tracking them down. And when we asked about Stalwart, she was like, oh yeah, I haven't killed anyone here yet. She was caught before she could finish her work. Sounds like there's more to it. This one's personal for you.
This man, Harmka. I saw him outside my house the night it burned, staring into the flames the way I seen you stare into souls.
Her fists clench and loosen in a series of rapid random movements.
I knew it were a fool's errand trying to hunt down every man and woman that carried a torch into Cold Morn. But
She twists her head from side to side and holds up a hand, the delicately engraved palm empty, but grasping at something.
If I knew I got the one responsible for my kin and my hearth, I could rest easy.
How can you be so sure about this Harmka fellow? What does this have to... Don't tell me he's died since. Because then we'd be killing a child. That'd be a 13-year-old. That's a kid. I don't know if I can get on board with that. Because not only that, it's a kid, but it's also a kid who's like, I have no memory of this. Oh no. How can you be so sure about this Harmka fellow?
I took a good long look that night. Ours was a little place with a yellow door right on the edge of town. He was there.
She nods slowly.
Besides, I asked around when I first got to Stalwart. Townsfolk said that all the woodcutters in town took part in the purge. Point of pride for them.
A small plume of heat rises from a seam in her skull. What does this have to do with me?
I told you he was part of the mob. I spotted him watching my house when it burned. But when we find him, I want to know if he's the one responsible for my home, my parents, and my brothers and sister.
One of her thumbs rubs absently at a scratch on her hand.
I never thought I'd have the chance to know for sure. But you could look into his soul and find out. You being a watcher and all.
Okay, so she wants to know, was he, like, the one throwing the Molotovs, or was he just standing there being like, "Ooh, shit, that's a bright-ass fire"? Which... Fair. Okay. This sounds like a companion quest, so I'm gonna agree to it. However, you can always back out of stuff. You can always, influence how things go. And if it does turn out that Hamka has died in the years since, and he's come back as a child, I don't think, because again, it's like Meyerwald. It's like Meyerwald. He wasn't guilty for the crimes of someone else in his past. Meyerwald didn't exist. Meyerwald didn't exist. He might not have even been sperm in his father's ball sack at that point. I apologise for how lewd and graphic was, but that's how deeply I feel about this. This argument of like, oh, your soul did it, therefore you did it. No, that's bullshit. I find that to be bullshit. I used this argument before. It's like if you receive a hand transplant and then the next day the police knock at your door and are like, "We're arresting you for murder." What do you mean arresting me for murder? Well, that hand that you had transplanted onto you, that's the hand of a murderer. And so we're holding you responsible for that hand's crimes. Like, yes, this is now my hand. I wasn't attached to the hand at the time. I was not attached to the hand when it done those murders. This has nothing to do with me. Meyerwald was not attached to that soul during that whole kerfuffle. Meyerwald should not be held responsible for crimes before he even existed, before he was a sperm in his father's ballsack. Like, it's a very crass descriptor, but I think it gets my point across. If Hamka's soul has come back and it's now a kid, like, we can't... That kid has nothing to do with your house burning down, love. That's where I think this is going. Hamka is going to be a child now. It's going to be someone completely different. And I'm wondering if the devil will be saying, oh, well, it's the same soul, therefore we have to kill them. Because in that case, I don't think Ximena could get behind that. I don't think she could. I'll do what I can.
Mighty fine of you. Mighty fine indeed.
She nods again, her head bobbing along to a drowsy cadence.
Don't know where he dallies these days, but someone in Stalwart could tell us. People from little villages, they always know.
The black marbles of her eyes scrape against their sockets as she looks at you. Okay. That's all. Okay, just find him. Find him. Can do, probably, maybe.
Something else you need?
Oh, taxes. We will read his soul. You reach for Uldric's essence and find yourself staring at a fence post lying in a filthy slush of frozen mud. Snow gathers around your legs and trickles into your boots. A wind nips at you even through layers of fur. You hold a wood chisel in one numb hand and a mallet in the other. Kneeling over the fence post, you get to work. Hour after hour, you hammer away, feeling the tools grow heavy in your grip as your breath fogs your vision. You want to do better work than this. You can do better work than this. But no one's building new houses in Stalwart. The last table you crafted was put into the fishery, and pike entrails now trace the fine dovetail joints you so lovingly carved. Now you mend the stockade because that's what's needed. The chisel slips, skidding alongside your hand. You gasp, but you hold up your hand and see, much to your relief, all 5 fingers wiggling back at you. You need to get out of this town. You pull back from Uldric's soul. He's still staring into the fire, seemingly lost in his own memories too. Okay. So yeah, you're Reet. Farewell. You know what I'll ask?
Any luck with Durgan's battery?
Do you know where I could find Hamka?
Probably out in the russet wood, chopping timber.
She eyes the devil of Karak.
The metal abomination has set her claws deep in your flesh. No good can come from it, Watcher.
Dickhead! Excuse you, sir.
Why do you want to know?
Just wondering. I need some firewood. A friend asked me, shrug. Well, we're not going to advertise that we're trying to murder a guy. Admit it, that isn't there, but I'm disinclined to go with number 3 because, again, it's a friend asked me, which friend? I noticed the devil stood right over there. I mean... Oh god, we've done something really dumb here. Because if we go and kill him, everyone's gonna know, wait a minute, Ximena was asking about him, and now he appears to be dead. This could go badly. I think she'd lie. I need some firewood.
In that case, hang a north shortly after you leave town. He and his crew go hunting from time to time, but you should find them in a clearing in the woods. What's on your mind?
Apparently she believed us. I'll take that. Farewell. The one that got away. Oh, he might not get away for much longer, depending on what's happened to him in those 30. And I'm thinking, like, for his reincarnation...
Sure.
To be 13, he would have had to have died, like, at roughly the exact same time that the devil was made into what she is. So it's... it probably isn't even, like, a 13-year-old. It could be a very small child. No, wait a minute, what am I saying? She literally just said, oh yeah, Harmka, he's up there. It could be a different Harmka. That would be another twist. It's actually the wrong guy. Ooh. I'm still looking for someone to take care of those dangerous folk roaming the area. If you're up to it, I have. Metzler of the Sisterhood of the Slaked Skull is dead. He grins. Kinda ironic, isn't it? She went around killing people for Berath, and in the end, that's what... Oh, never mind, just take the bounty. He passes you a bag that rattles with coin. Stalwart, moderate, positive. Excellent. Ooh. I've heard some new reports of dangerous folk around. Perhaps you'd be interested in going after them, too. I'm interested in the new bounties you mentioned. Okay. That'd be the Disciples of the True Flame and the Old Dunrid Hunting Lodge. He shakes his head. Those others you handled are lambs by comparison, oh dear. Tell me more about the Disciples of the True Flame. He scratches the back of his neck. I didn't know what to make of this one, but word is it's a group of dragon cultists. He holds up his hands. I know it sounds bizarre. I didn't believe it myself until I heard they'd torched an outpost north of Maiden Falls. For clearing a nest of worms, they said. Last I heard, they'd made camp near Longwatch Falls. They shouldn't be hard to spot. What's the Old Dunrid Hunting Lodge? He shakes his head. Adherents with too much time and money. They travel around hunting monsters for sport. But they leave a mess of wrecked property and dead bodies, kith I mean, in their wake. They've been charged with murder and general mischief in Defiance Bay, New Homor, and a dozen other towns in between. Someone saw them hunting in the Russet Wood, so you might look for them there. Let's talk about something else. What do you want to know about? I will leave. I don't suppose...
Hey there. Let me know if you need anything.
We shall read his soul. The snowy path peels away, and the brisk air gives way to the acrid stench of smoke. A dark cloud billows up from the remnants of a burning house at the far edge of a rocky field. You are low to the ground, held in place, and above you the wind tugs embers back and forth like firebugs.
Not so brave now, are you?
Okay. The vision in your left eye is clouded, such that the figure standing over you is a collection of rough smears of black, cast in silhouette by the fire. A dark shape swings up towards your face, and the subsequent burst of agony jars you out of the memory and back into your own skin.
What? Did I spill something on myself?
Rayfald looks down at his clothing. Farewell. Okay. Interesting. Yet Kana is assigned Heravius is assigned, and that is, yeah, taxes. Good stuff. We have a decent amount of money. You're just a villager. Yeah, okay. And that reminds me, I need to check out the fishery during the day. Fear is not from here.
Back to warm your hands, eh? What can I do for you?
You see a room, dark and damp, a cellar. It looks like part of the inn rather than an old fortress. Through Hayfrick's eyes, you admire rows of gleaming bottles recently dusted and polished. As you step back from the shelves, you look on with satisfaction as her pressure plate concealed in the stone floor.
You all right? I won't serve you if you're already drunk, you know.
He squints at you. Farewell. Yeah, we already know about those pressure plates. I deactivated them. Yes. Should warn you off staying, I suppose. This was the second raid in as many weeks. Okay, very nice. And we will read Andred's soul. A handful of memories dart across your mind like startled fish, leaving indistinct images and sounds in their wake. For a moment you are overwhelmed, until one particular recollection tugs at your senses with stubborn force. You, or Andred, or both, kneel on a stone floor, held between two men. The man pacing in front of you wears the armour of a Crucible Knight, and you feel Andred's half-hearted contempt for him as if it were your own. You feel Andred's triumph too, when the knight comes just close enough for you to spit blood on his boots. The memory slips away and you find yourself back in your own shoes. Farewell. No. And then, Berthwin's soul. The whiff of salt and brine is in your nostrils before the room has even faded. The ground heaves beneath your feet, and the spray of ocean water roars over the railing as the ship heels under the wind. The ship shudders violently, and you are thrown against the railing. In that moment, you find your gaze pulled to the pitching surface of the dark sea, and see there an eye, broad as a shield, gazing back at you in return. Ooh. Fear and fascination sweep through your mind, even as your senses recede and the memory fades. Farewell. Okay. Yet there is this lass over here. Because we've not been able to do anything with her.
Something I can do for you? Halfrick's got me straightening the rooms, but I'll help you if I can.
You feel for Awena's essence and almost instantly find yourself wrapped in darkness. It takes you a moment to realise that you've plunged into a very old memory. But as your eyes adjust to the torchlight, you find yourself standing in a gloomy tunnel that you instinctively recognise as part of Durgan's battery. A handful of figures in patchy cloaks and hoods, dwarves like you, hunch over a minecart. They're loading it with cloth-wrapped bundles, from which you see the occasional flash of metal, the edge of a blade or the burnished glow of plate. The other dwarves scurry with a curious mixture of haste and caution. They stack the bundles in a din of muted clangs and thumps, following the echoes of their ruckus down the tunnel with nervous eyes.
Pay attention. Sooner we get this done, sooner we can go.
Your voice is a dry whisper and your nerves tingle with energy. You feel the same apprehension that the others do, but unlike them, you relish it. Still, you look over your shoulder, just in case.
We're hurrying, Captain Gregor. Honest.
When you turn back, the others have redoubled their efforts, and you feel a pleasurable twist in your gut as they fill the cart. Being captain of the guard doesn't pay much, but it does allow you to visit the armory without raising eyebrows. And with Coinmaster Zoltram selling off half of the battery's arsenal, who's going to notice a few more missing pieces? Besides, you've got a buyer lined up. As long as you can move these goods out of the battery before someone squeals. You pull back from the memory to find Owena staring at you.
Ma'am? Excuse me, ma'am? You all right?
Okay, her head is cocked and her brow furrowed. Farewell. Okay. So that is... So we've got two people. I note it says someone else. That implies individual. There may be someone else in town. I'm thinking back, I can't think of a single other person that I'm like, oh, well, you don't have a purpose here. All the other individuals we've been able to talk to were quest givers. These were the only two people I can think of who really had nothing going for them. I reckon it's a choice between these two. Oh. Here's my thought. So this guy, Gregor, yeah, he's corrupt and deceitful. However, didn't seem at all violent or murderous. Like, the memory we found relating to him was like, it was quite a nice memory. Yeah, he was smuggling shit, but, you know, he was happy. So this would make Awena the better prospect. However, Awena is a young woman. She's a young girl. And we're consigning her to live the rest of her life awakened. With Taena, yes, Zenove is more violent. However, to be blunt, she's old. She might only live for a few more years. I can't imagine, considering the area, they've got constant ogre raids. It's cold as shit. I can't imagine they must have a terribly long lifespan in this area. We could be consigning this, because she sounds young. She sounds young to me. So we could be consigning her to another... Again, I'm going off of human lifespans. I don't know how long dwarves live for. I'm going to assume dwarves have a similar lifespan to humans. But they might be more like fantasy dwarves, in which case we could be consigning her to, like, hundreds of years awakened. Or, at the very least, like, another 50. If they have lifespans similar to humans, then we're consigning her to potentially 50 years awakened. We'd only be consigning Taena to a few years. Oh, I don't know. This doesn't sit right. This doesn't sit right with me. Oh no. That's another thing. As violent as Zenove's final memories were, awakening her could be a risky proposition. So awakening him could make things interesting for the Shy Maid. This focuses on what it will do to Awena. I would say this more so focuses on what could happen to us. Like, she's violent, therefore you might be attacked, whereas this is, oh, things could be a bit shit for Awena. I think I'd rather take a risk. Also, to be blunt, oh no, an old woman is attacking me. I can blow on her and she turns to dust. I blinked at her aggressively and her pelvis shattered. Like, what are you gonna do? You're an old ass woman. Like... Yeah, she's got her whole life ahead of her. She's got her whole life ahead of her. I don't think Ximena would feel alright. It's a bit much. She's old as it is. She's old as it is. I think I'd rather go with Taena. I think I'd rather awaken someone who probably, like, in all likelihood, isn't gonna live for that much longer. Compared to someone who could live for another 50 years. Potentially longer. Ximena isn't happy that she's been awakened, and I do think this would actually be preying on her conscience. Very few things. Wait, are you a dwarf as well? I don't have any dwarves in the party, so I can't tell. But she's old. She's old. That's the one thing. She's an old-ass woman.
Got to speak up? My hearing ain't what it was.
This is someone at the end of their life. I do think, as I was saying, Ximena, very few things actually hit Ximena in the conscience. Very few things do. This would. For the first time in probably a very long while, Ximena is feeling guilty about something. But she has to do it, and someone who is in the winter of their life compared to someone who is in the spring of their life, who would you rather screw over? I think Ximena would prioritize, well, she's potentially got many, many years left. I don't want those years to be tainted by being awakened. At least with this lady, you know, it's not going to be that long until she passes on. Awaken, Zenove, and remember your battle in the feast hall. A tremor passes through Taena's face, and then her rumpled skin goes slack. After a racking cough, she blinks like someone slowly coming to consciousness.
That name. It carries memories of death, war, fury, the taste of blood. What do you want with it?
Her eyes have grown unusually clear.
Look out. It don't take a nose to smell the trouble on this one.
I need to enter Durgan's battery.
What trickery is this, stranger? You think a Pargrin would so easily betray her own people?
Oh. Her hands clench and unclench around an imaginary weapon. Zenove's essence stirs with the same battle-ready furor you sensed in her memory from Durgan's battery. She is dangerous. Beneath Zenove, Taena's overwhelmed consciousness struggles. I mean no harm, Zenove. Perception 15. You'd never betray Durgan's battery. Your loyalty is plain to see. You died long ago. Resolve 16. Lie. Has your time in the mind so darkened your eyes? I fought alongside you. I remember when you killed the coward Deceptive. Oh. You are a force of will, but so is Ximena. Has your time in the mind so darkened your eyes? I fought alongside you. I remember when you killed the coward.
Forgive me. I didn't recognize you.
Her fury abates and confusion seeps into its place. You test its contours for purchase.
Then you're not one of Zoltan's visiting merchants or Exandru's foreign zealots. You're one of us.
Even as Zenove speaks through the old woman, you feel Taena's consciousness recover and steady itself. Resolve 17. Lie. Faithful Pargrunen like us must protect Durgan's battery from Zoltan and Exandru's recklessness. Let us share the Cantek as proof of our shared purpose. Deceptive. Law 7. Requirement not met. I haven't been inside Durgan's battery. That's why I need your help. Intellect 16. Requirement. Well, if we haven't been inside the battery, I'm sure. Wait a minute, but you just said you remember me killing someone. That was inside the battery. You're a lying hoe. And then Chilton. No, again. Force of personality. Force of personality! Get in there, Ximena! Faithful Pargrunen like us must protect Durgan's battery from Zoltan and Exandru's recklessness. Let us share the Cantek as proof of our shared purpose. Her eyes fly wide, and she recites something in chanting rhythm.
Hammers of Durgan, ring loud. May the anvil's deep music resound. Walls of the battery, safeguard our works from marauder and wilder alike. Abidun's faithful travail by the forge and the fires that brighten the ore.
She takes a deep breath and her eyelids droop. Inside the old woman's body, the personalities and memories of Zenove and Taena vie for dominance. Taena is beginning to surface, but Zenove is stronger still, her rage and panic temporarily diminished. You perceive both pieces of the soul as something fluid and malleable, if only for a moment. Oh! Push Zenove's essence down, allowing Taena to re-emerge. Push Taena's essence... Let's try that again. push Taena's essence down, allowing Zenove to fully... No, Taena. Taena, come back to us. She lets out a great sigh, expelling the rage and trauma of her past life like so much vapor. But when she looks back up at you, her eyes are bright with new energy.
Did I nod off? My, but I had the strangest dream.
She shakes her head and dusts her hands on her trousers.
So much work to be done. Pardon me, but I'd better check on those miners. At the rate they're going, it'll be another year before they clear that blazing shaft.
Oh. Hello? Hey! I learned the Cantech from Zenove, a dwarf who lived and died in Durgan's battery. I was able to harness Zenove's intensity without overwhelming Taena. In fact, the old mine overseer appears to have found a new source of energy. So she's not awakened then. Or if she is, Taena is still in control. Like, it's not that. So you can awaken someone a little bit and then push them down. In which my timer is going off. Ximena has newfound hope. If what I think happened just happened, we awakened Zenove a little bit, and then we've been able to push her back down. So Zenove is asleep, and Taena is back to her old self, but she has a little bit of Zenove's vigor. In which case, potentially, could someone do that to us? Could someone push down these old memories so we are fully ourselves again? Ximena is... She's very excited. Ximena is very happy about that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for kind of fucking with you, but this has just... You have made me very happy, madam. You have made Ximena very, very happy, madam. And on that note, I will bring this episode to a close. In the next one, well, let's see. So we can go up to the battery. We could go find Hanka. And we have these bounties. I'm on the... Oh, that's done, okay. Yeah, I'm kind of on this track. I'm intrigued. I want to see what's in the battery. We can do the other stuff afterwards. So yeah, I think in the next episode, we will make the trek up to Durgan's battery. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. A special thanks to my channel members, such as SM2K, Christopher K. Davis, CGG, and Kevin Bicknell. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.